What's up? We back like we never left.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
So we got reverb. We're human.
Oh, we got reverb. Oh, we got reverb again.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know where it came from. It's just a little bit. It's coming from that echo again.
I
Oh,
don't
but chill
understand.
out here. I see we get a few people in here. Banner. When you talk, it's fine. It's just me. I'm like Max Headroom.
Oh shoot! Oh shoot! That's no good.
I'm surprised you haven't gone to one of those e-cigs.
One of those what? One of those what?
Those
Oh yeah!
e-cigarettes.
I've tried those. I've tried those. I had success with one brand for a little while, and then my roommate was a smoker, and started, next thing you know, I just started buying cigarettes off of her, and then one thing led to another. Next thing you know, I was like full blown smoking all over again. I was good for like 5 months.
So you know what? I can try one other thing. Try when you go, I'll mute. I don't know. It just went. It was fine just now, and now I hear it again.
Oh,
Whatever, just something just changed.
I don't know. I disconnected the speakers.
Okay. Now it's not that bad. It's just the volume.
So when
It's coming and going.
So when you sat back, you heard less of
Hold
that
on, let me
noise.
see. No, it's on that end because I wasn't talking. I can hear the echo. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I like the music though.
You do. I was just gonna ask if I should turn it off.
No, that's good. I like the music. As long as we ain't get hit with copyright or nothing, I don't care.
Oh shit.
Hey, it's rated PG. Brooklyn Mafia.
Yeah.
I'll hang out, see we get a few more people, and then we'll start rolling, rocking and rolling. But yeah, what I was saying earlier is since we have the ban on all the exports and they put pretty much a lock on the aquarium trade as far as the Hawaiian side of the hobby, a lot of these facilities closed down, including the Waikiki Aquarium.
Uh-huh.
So now they're live streaming all of their exhibits, which is awesome. Because you can basically go to Waikiki Aquarium on YouTube and watch all their exhibits live.
At any time.
Yeah, they're on. They're on right now. I'm watching it right now on my big screen.
So you go to what's it? WaikikiAquarium.com.
No, on YouTube. I just went to Waikiki Aquarium.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Let me see. Waikiki Aquarium live cam. Yep, that's the second hit that comes up.
And it's all there.
It says surf cam of the Waikiki Hawaii monk seal habitat. Which habitat?
You can see the seal exhibit. I'm looking at the reef tank now. There was a grotto. Yeah, it's really nice.
Is there sound on there?
No, not in this particular one. Well, were you in have the underwater cam?
The reason I love using Streamer, well, that's easy. I can make Chris Brogan. I can make a show like the Backpack Show, where I.
No.
You know, I swear that was me talking. I was freaking out.
Oh shit!
I'm moving my lips.
That's you in the future.
That's me in the future when I'm old and rusty. Oh, well, there's a few people joining.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what up, brothers and sisters? You're going to hear a little bit of echo. We're working it out. And if we don't work it out, we're human. So what we're talking about right now, we're going to get into setting up substrate, soil, gravel, and configuration for a pretty deep tank setup that my good friend here, Jean, Brooklyn BlueJay, who I haven't seen in like a year or maybe 2 years since the last Aquarium meeting.
That's right.
Is setting up this wonderful tank.
Mm-hmm.
So
challenging.
Well, everything is a challenge. You see, this is 30 inches behind me. I'm not the tallest guy in the world. So that's another thing you're going to have to keep in mind. Because when you're planting, well, not even that. You're going to need a pole. I have a planting, but unless you're able to reach way down and get the plants into the substrate.
So you and I were having a discussion earlier, and I mentioned Rachel O'Leary and her outdoor tubbing techniques, and she does these like little cages.
Yeah,
like
the lily
plastic
pots.
cages. And yes, she will line them with newspaper and then add soil, plants, gravel to hold the soil down, and then they're immersed in the tub. So that is kind of one of my inspirations for this build that I'm doing, where there will be a lot of plants in what I'm using is shower caddies, like you hold your shampoo and stuff in there. What I'm going to do is they have all those holes in them, so we'll have that flow in there, and do the same thing where these are my thoughts, to line the caddies with newspaper, add substrate, soil, and gravel, capping that, and have so I won't always have to be going all the way deep down, to the bottom of the tank. Because you're talking about you have height issues. I'm 5'1". That tank on the stand is like to my eyes, like eye level. So I've considered that.
Well, I'll tell you what I did, and I did that. And once again, everybody bear with me, because she's going to sound fine. You're going to hear my echo. Now, what happens is when you use that basket, soil is basically inert and becomes very liquid. And it will seep out every pore in that basket. I found that out the hard way.
Gotcha.
So there's two options. I'm pretty sure what she does is she mixes hers with sand, which gave me that idea. And you can wrap those baskets. What is the name of it? I have them outside. It's like a moss, and I can't think of the name of it. It's like a peat moss, sphagnum moss.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't
I
seep
picked some
out
of
of
that
those
up
holes.
too. Mm-hmm.
And then what I do is I go over the top. I'm waiting for him to finish.
Everything.
That's that Waikiki, the Waikiki.
Oh yeah, so it does have sound. Okay.
Yeah, I think they have.
Oh, they're probably in there.
Oh,
because it's live.
Right. I just turned it off so that way we don't get any surprises like that again.
You don't hear somebody you never know what they're doing behind closed doors. But yeah, I use the sphagnum moss around the basket. and I cover the top in this. I brought a sample. Pebble gravel that they sell in Home Depot. They sell it all different sizes. Yeah, they sell. It's like a 1 cubic foot is $5, and I mean that's a big bag. So let me see if I can pull that up here. Oh, there it is. All right, I'm gonna share my screen there. And that's $5. And a lot of people will use this by itself. Like you don't have to put anything under it. It's basically like aquarium gravel, but you have to rinse it really good.
Yes, I'm noticing it is kind of dirty.
But that prevents that dirt from flying all over the place. Because what she grows is water lilies. And I have a few inside. They're wintering up right now. But when you put them in that basket, you have to sink them. And as soon as you sink them, any loose dirt will come flying out of that basket. So in the 30-inch high system, the top becomes like mud. At least for like the first hour, and you clean it up. But there's a way around that. Now what I do, and I got a little presentation here because I want to show my buddy exactly what I'm talking about. So I got a container. I'm gonna put this on my lap so you guys can see it. Turn my camera down. So you can see this is the container.
You gotta, right now you're sharing.
Oh yeah, let me turn that on. Let me turn that off. Okay, so this is the container. One part sand.
Can I see your container again?
This is just a sample I'm going to use to mix it. It's a beta bowl.
Got it. Understood.
So I have regular sand. I have peat moss. And I have organic soil. So when you take the soil out, and I'm not going to do now, it's going to have sticks, all of this. It's going to have pure perlite in it. But there's nothing to weigh it down. So we're going to put that in there. This is straight mud if you put it in your tank. Even if you put it in a basket. So then I take peat moss, and the reason I take the peat moss is because it gives plants a slightly acidic base. And if you're raising cichlids or shrimp, and they like that organic nutrient in the water column, like we usually dose this liquid for shrimp. This mixture brings it with the force, and it's great for the plants to grow. And so I'm just mixing it. You're going to have to sift it. What you can use is go to Dollar Tree, get the strainer, run it through the strainer. It'll take all these sticks out.
Yeah, I have a whole thing on my channel where I went through all of that, man. It was
it's a pain, right?
Man, you're like, wait a minute, like half of this bag is sticks and you know,
but only the big
sticks, chips,
because the little stuff will break down. And that's where you come in with the sand. I come in with the sand, and this isn't the sand you're going to put on top. This is the sand that when this mixes with the soil and gets wet, it binds it like you're making a cake. This is what you want. So if you can see that,
Yeah, that's interesting. I never mixed anything into the soil. I sifted the soil. In the past, I've sifted the soil. I've baked the soil. But I've never mixed anything in it. So that's interesting.
I only did this after trial and error. And it will still be a little bit of a mess. But when you add the water, this is what I was going to drink, but it don't matter because it's water. That sand with the dirt together, that mud, it becomes like cake. You want to mix it till it's like cake batter. I hope you guys can see that.
That's a dry cake, D. If your cake batter looks like
you want it dry, man.
That's a dry cake, man.
Let me see. I see people leaving comments here. Let me check and see what's up. Hey, what's up, D? Okay. I got to stop because New York Gold is there. Jean, this is the man with your angelfish.
That's right. I can't wait. I can't wait.
And what's up, Stefan? What's up, everybody? Big Easy. You caught me making the driest cake mix ever. And I know I'm echoing, so give me cut a brother break.
We're trying.
So I was actually showing New York Gold this trick a while ago because I showed him in my pond. When you mix it with the sand, look. See, it'll move less and less. And when you pack it, the sand and dirt together, it creates a layer that's less likely for all that dust to fly up. So now when you pour the water on it, you can pack this down.
Right.
If you can see that, that's what your plants are going to root up in.
That's right.
Now, if I put this in the tank just like this, bloody murder.
No. That's right. Oh yeah.
Smells good too. Then you get the pea gravel. And I might not have enough in this little bag because I just happen to have this sitting. So we'll use this for example. Just spread this over the top. I'm not gonna mix it. I'm just spreading this over the top. I don't want that dirt to move. And of course you'd rinse it first. I didn't, but that's the layer you want. See that now. You see the gravel moves, no dirt is up. You want at least 2 inches. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fill this. I'm no Martha Stewart, I'll tell you that.
Nope.
But you're gonna fill that and leave it. And when that is done, you can plant anything in that. You can plant orchids, swords. You see that layer?
Yeah.
It'll be brown, but that dirt won't float up. See how it's keeping that soil layer down?
Right.
A day you got crystal clear water. And you can plant anything in it.
Yeah, I was doing dirt for a couple of years, and like you and I mentioned this earlier, is if you're somebody that does a lot of aquascaping and you like messing around with your plants, and then the dirt thing, that gets you pull something up and then a bunch of mud comes up and you just have like all of this dirty stuff.
If
you have a light colored gravel, which fortunately I've done the black gravel all these years, and you know that helps to disguise stuff, but it also does a little bit of something to your water sometimes when you're messing about, and that soil, that little excess soil that's trapped in the roots and stuff like that, that comes up. Next thing you know, you have an algae breakout will happen. Is something that I would have those type of problems.
There's two reasons. One of them, if you use soil with a fertilizer in it, that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, I don't.
The second thing is if you use a light sand. See, the thing is, and I'll pull up, I use a heavy, this at least an inch and a half, 2 inches of soil over that. So I actually have to move the gravel out. The plant with tweezers, I use tweezers, push the gravel back. See, if you use white sand, which is like you found out, once you disturb it, it's hard to keep that sand and dirt from mixing. And you'll always see dirt sitting on that sand, and it's annoying unless you use dark sand.
Mm-hmm.
See now, this being dark, it's going to settle down, and you'll see that pea gravel. You won't see the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Or you got to use a really thick layer of sand. I mean, of sand or pea gravel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think
because you can just use the gravel by itself.
Right. We were talking about Corey was talking about using just gravel and sand, and instead using whatchamacallit, the root tabs to help your plants. Like you can use, what he was explaining is that you can use cheaper materials, but instead feed the plant directly. I told you I was using I went from dirt. I did dirt for a few years. My first try, I came up with a lot of those problems that I told you earlier, where I would start messing around with the plants, moving them around, and then next thing you know, I have an algae situation because like all of those excess nutrients floating around the tank, and I just had problems. The second attempt, I did it a little bit different. I put a heavier cap, which is kind of what you're talking about. I put a heavier cap. That worked a little bit better. I still wound up with massive algae problems. Broke that tank down. Then I went with the expensive stuff. I went with the Eco Complete and everything like that. No dirt. My plants did really, really well for, I think it was like 2 years. Both my tanks, Eco Complete, did very well. Now my tanks are they're disastrous. Like there's no nutrients left in there. I've put root tabs, and I still my plants, everything just terrible. So my earlier questions, which made us have this discussion, is inert material versus organic, like what you're saying, like with the dirt and everything. So that's where the there's a lot of differing opinions, and I just would like to know, just where have people found a good balance? What are their methods to finding balance? Planted aquarium, inert material versus organic material versus do you have greater success dosing the plant direct with root tabs, maybe something in the water column? That's another question I have for you. Are you putting anything into your water column for your plants? I mean, you do have the dirt, so they're getting nutrients at the roots, but do you do anything else?
Well, also the key is we're missing a really important factor is what kind of plants you're using. Some plants don't need to get the nutrients from the roots, and they're waterborne, which the root tabs would be completely irrelevant. Now, the only problem I have with root tabs, which I found is like eco-complete. The plant, it's like putting the plant on a drug. And in a reef aquarium, we do the same thing with coral. We give them calcium, we give them magnesium, and you must maintain that level. Now, when the level starts to go down, corals close up. When the iron and nutrients go down, these little buggers here will turn yellow. I can almost immediately know when there's an iron deficiency or a soil deficiency because you can look at the leaves. So I don't like to use root tabs. And people will beat me up for it because root tabs are awesome. They work. What I do is I made the video about making those DIY plant pots and planting the plant in the tank in a pot. If I'm going to use root tabs, I put them in a container and I bury that. Just because the plant is going to use it up. I could put the soil in the pot and plant the pot in the soil and bury it. The same thing, except you don't have that problem with the dirt flying all over the place. Or you use a liquid fertilizer. And I actually have one here that I'll get. Leafy green. Aquarium Co-op has something very similar. He uses leafy greens made by Aquarium. Squirted in the water column where your filtration is. It's circulated. This has kept my plants nicely green, and I don't dose it a lot. I think I dose this maybe once in a month. But I also increased the lighting by like 5-fold, that you can tell behind me. But this leafy green is pretty good stuff. And it's basically a liquid alternative to gaseous CO2.
Right. Because who was
organic carbon?
Yeah, Chem, I think, does a liquid carbon supplement as well. I used to use that frequently. I stopped dosing my tanks because like I told you, I was having so many algae problems that I was just like, let me just stop messing about so much and just let it go natural, let it do what it's going to do. But like I said, 3 years later, my plants, they've just, a lot of them just died. It's the Java fern, the Anubias. They're fine.
Oh, I was going to say.
No, Java fern and Anubias are no, my swords, they shrunk down. They were like huge. Now they're just like compact and tiny.
I was looking for where I put this so I don't go stepping in it.
No, that would be bad. Don't kick that over.
Yeah, I could see me doing it. I can be a bit of a klutz. But you can use the gravel if you're going to use root tabs. It's just that when you're in a 30-inch high tank, it becomes a chore. I have a 24, I believe it's 24-inch planting. It's an extender. I can grab the plant. Yeah. Look, I'm going to get up 50 times during the show. That's the good thing about being down here. Everything is here. So this is what I plant with. And as you can see, this blade comes off, has a replaceable end. This was like $20 online. I think I got it from that fish place or something like that. But I can change the head. This one's a cutter. So if I want to prune plants, the other head is a planter. It doesn't have the blades on it. But I can grab a plant, stick it into the gravel, and release it. And in this tank, this barely goes down. You can see it'll.
Wow.
You still gotta go another 3 inches into the substrate.
Right. Ooh.
I like the music.
Oh, thank you.
Hey Logan, what's up? Logan, I have to get Logan on here one day because he has, I believe he has a 120-gallon tank. And I'm pretty sure he just used gravel. But I want to know if you're putting plants in there, Logan. And Big Easy is still here. Thanks for the support here, Big Easy. So you're on the fence.
Who's on the fence?
You.
Oh, me? I'm on the fence about what?
About this dirt.
No. I'm not on the fence. Actually, talking to you, I was. This is why, I called you or I reached out to you a few days ago because my build is coming along. The last frontier for me was the substrate because I've had experience with dirt and I've had experience with the Eco Complete. And I was just wondering I knew that you have deep tanks. So if there was anybody, if there was anybody that I was going to ask questions about such a dimension, I reached out to you. And so that's when we started flowing with this discussion. I have experience with dirt. I have plenty of experience with dirt. You definitely enlightened me with that whole mixture, the cake mix thing. I never did that. So I am going to go dirt. I already purchased the sand, the peat moss, and the pea pebbles. I've already done all of. I've already done all of that.
You can use the pea pebbles by themselves.
Right, but then you're talking, but you mentioned,
it's inert.
Right, so then I would have to use the tabs or something, or I could plant it in a pot, like you said. But then that's a lot of reaching in with those tongs, and that thing looks like the back in the days there were little toys that had a little shark mouth on it.
That's what it is.
That's what that reminds me of.
If anybody knows where I can find one of those, I would definitely buy one just to play around. I'd be doing this all day.
I know you can't. Well, things are so. We can see the kids can have violent video games, but they can't have little sharks.
Nah, God forbid somebody pokes Jimmy's eye out or something.
Oh yeah, somebody bit somebody's lip off or something.
But yeah. You know what? The other alternative is a fluorite black or flourish. But once again, they become depleted. And I'd say it's after a year, maybe more.
Right.
Because I've had that in the tank. If I go, I'll switch to the camera mode because that's one of the reasons I started using pots. Because the soil will retain the nutrients longer than that gravel because we're filtering the water and we're removing the nutrients. We don't realize we're using carbon. We're using Chemipure and all of this stuff. We're actually removing stuff from the water. Now, when I first started this tank, all I had was a bubbler. No mechanical filtration.
Were you using a sponge filter?
Airstone.
Just an airstone?
I took PVC from Home Depot. PVC about, this is 30 inches, so I took about 15 or 10 inches PVC, wrapped it in matten filter. You know, a matten filter. I drilled a hole in the bottom, ran the air through it, and I made a sponge filter.
Got it. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine how long it took for the water to settle out because there was no filtration.
That was definitely just you, like a passion project, that just for the hell of it.
Well, you know why? Because I brought these fish from outside, inside. There's no filter outside. Nothing. It's the solar powered pumps. They cut on when the sun is on, and they cut off. Right now it's running. There's plants out there. There's nothing on it. There's 2 inches of ice on it, which thaw it out. And I already see the sewer plants right down there, still green.
You know, I'm going to have to hit you up for some swords, man. I love swords.
I'm trying to, it's hard to see here, but you can see I got some valsinaria. I have some val that I stuck in here. When did I get this? Like 2 months ago? Must have been right after December. This is reaching around the entire time.
Is that the shop light?
Yeah, that's the garage light. See how bright it is? If I turn that light off, I'll be in the dark right now. This is lighting the entire room. There's no other light on other than this, the laptop light.
Wow,
that's lighting everything.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But to hit 30 inches down, you need a powerful light, and I wasn't getting it before. I was using 2 Finex LEDs. They're just not strong enough.
Mm. I can't see if people are chiming in at all, so I don't know if you need to answer questions.
I can see him. That's why I'm flipping around.
Okay.
I have my iPad going, and I can see the comments here.
Okay.
So yeah, there was a comment made. I know BC said he didn't even think 2 inches was enough. More is better.
What?
At least 2 inches. I only have 2 inches over the sand. I have an inch of soil. I'm not mistaken. I don't have my tape measure, but this is actually I have 2 inches of soil and 2 inches of gravel. Like sand, gravel. Different. I have some river rock on one side and mostly that pebble gravel.
So you have 2 inches of soil?
Yeah. Because this tank is deep. I'm going to see.
Okay.
I can pull up this picture here. This one you can see both of them. Let me share.
And what's the dimension of that tank?
This is 20.
Like the footprint.
It's a 24. It's a 24 cube, 30 inches high. It's almost 50 gallons, like 46, 47 gallons, something like that.
Okay. So I probably will need 2 bags of soil. Is that correct? Or once the sand and the peat moss are mixed in, that'll be enough volume for the bottom of the tank?
You don't need a lot of soil.
Okay.
Because the roots are gonna grow downward and they're gonna spread. You won't even see them. Like this is close to the end, but it hasn't rooted outward. They're actually sending runners to the back of the tank, which is not the ideal, but I actually have mint. I'm gonna pull up the mobile cam.
All right.
Because I want you to see how the root structure is. And I'll let myself in and I'll take this out. Gotta like technology.
Except for when, you know, we can't figure out an echo, then it sucks.
Okay. So here's me again, my argument. Let me mute myself. All right. So, all right. Here's the tenor. So now you can see those layers, plus the black line of the tank is all soil and sand. So you see the black, the trim, that's an inch. And then as it goes higher up, more sand. See that gray and white? Now that's topped off with an inch of pea gravel. And I didn't need more than that because the sand holds the dirt down. The pea gravel holds the sand down. The sand won't pop up. The dirt would have popped up. Sand stays down, and that's over the dirt. And then I have the pea gravel. Now, because I was moving these swords in and out, I hope you can see that decently without the glare.
You got like a jar. That's like a jar.
It's a Poland spring bottle that I cut slits in.
Oh,
And the roots actually growing out of that. And it's dirt with pea gravel over it. That's it.
uh-huh.
And you can see how that is grown. That's grown. If I raised the water level, it would keep going.
Well, you know, you and I are gonna have to talk plants because
There's the valve.
Yeah.
And that's
Wait a minute, that's a sword. That's a sword right there.
in behind it. Now behind that is a corkscrew sword, and I planted the valve in front of it, one stem, and that's going all the way around here.
Oh wow, that's incredible. That's incredible.
And now you can
now I'm gonna really start geeking out.
Now you can see the extension of the root structure. This is from the mint, so I'm gonna have to cut that because that grew into the water and out. And who thought you could grow mint in water? But there's the proof right there. There's the roots.
The fish are drinking tea every day.
It's probably better for them.
Yeah.
If I could get coffee in there, we'd be in business.
Yeah. Get a coffee plant for real.
But there's the light. That baby's powerful, but you gotta get the right one. And I'll hook you up.
Okay. Because I went to Home Depot after
they won't have
after
no
we
Home
talked
Depot.
this morning. I went to Home Depot.
They won't have it at Home Depot.
They have shop lights, but
Nah, it's crap.
yeah, okay.
And you know what happens? You have to know what the K rating is.
Yes.
So guppy grass. If you need guppy grass, I got tons. Wait a minute, I gotta mute myself so I can turn the other lights on. If I do that, every little device in the internet will go off.
Oh, gotcha.
So let me jump out of this here. Take myself off. But I hope it makes sense. It's just that the mixture and the capping is very important. because it gets frustrating with, like you said, if you have sand and the dirt mixes with that sand and starts floating all over the place, it's a mess.
Right, right.
And people love sand. I just tried it more than once. I do sand like that and cap it, or sand by itself, which gets kind of compacted. After a while, it becomes it gets these dead spots in it, and you have to mix it up.
Right, right, and that's when you can wind up with like cyanobacteria and all kinds of
because when you stir it,
happening.
it releases all that crud into the water column. Same thing with a saltwater tank.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. So the other question.
Hey, hello from Australia, rah.
Oh.
I would love to see the planted tanks in Australia. Like, we're big into the reefs now, and they are like in the perfect spot to get coral. I would love to see some of the planted tanks out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, matter of fact, let me walk over to the other tank here. I'm going to take you guys for a ride. All right. I'm a mobile reporter. Let's go. Walking around, taking care of the man here. Another one, another tall tank. Can you still hear me? Okay, you can hear me now.
Yes.
All right, let me turn that up a little bit so I can hear you. This is another tall tank, but not strong lighting. So I don't have a lot of root-dependent plants in here. But this is the Flourish Black, and there's an inch of dirt. But the dirt I'm not using because I don't have root-dependent plants. I'm using Java fern. I'm using what the heck is that? Guppy grass. And I have swords in the pot. If you can see back there. Can you see that? Because I can't see you now. That sword is in another Poland spring planter. And you can see how green. You can see how green it is.
Uh-huh.
We haven't even gotten into what kind of fish you're gonna have in this thing. Oh, the angels,
well, that's
right?
What I'm trying to talk to New York Gold, man. I'm trying to. I mean, he's being real patient. Everybody being real patient with me because it's taken me so long. But I don't like rushing into things. I like planning. This is a big jump from my 15-gallon and my 20-gallon. Now I'm going, I'm going volume. I'm going height. A whole bunch of factors. So I'm just taking my time and, developing it. You know what I mean? Instead of
look at this hot mess. You need some pothos?
Wow, that's all pothos in there? Shoot.
I got guppy grass and Java fern in there, but you can't even see them.
Wow.
Look at this. This is on the floor. I have to kick it every time I walk past.
Hilarious. That's like the Little Shop of Horrors plant.
I cut it every week. I take this and cut it every week. Cut the dead end off. And this is growing up to the ceiling.
Wow, incredible.
But that's not soil based.
No, I need that corkscrew valve. That's what I want. I want some of that corkscrew valve.
Got a good supplier for that. Okay, I'm turning that one off. Okay, turn the phone down. That should help.
Mm-hmm. So what were you saying when I said that corkscrew valve is what I'm interested in? What did you say?
Corkscrew valve. H2O plant. I'm in New Jersey. And another guy that I know in Florida, I get it from. And if you saw it when it came in, because it's all wrapped up in paper, it's dry, you're like, wow, I hope these are going to grow.
Mm-hmm.
But
got you.
Huge.
So you definitely need to tell me about your Jersey, the Jersey person. That's where you got it?
H2O Aquatics.
H2O Aquatics.
Justin. Member of the Brooklyn Aquarium Society.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a minute. I got a couple of plants.
Wait a minute, you sent me pictures of that tank, didn't you? Let me see if I can pull those up.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Let me see. I can do it from this here. If I can share from my phone, that would be interesting. I may not be able to do it. Nope, I had to send it to myself. Or do it the old ghetto way.
Hold it up to the screen.
Yep. like that.
Yeah. I had to make sure that the thing held water, so I filled it up. The filling up was not that difficult. It was the pulling out of water was more difficult. But yeah, so I just had to make sure that the thing held water. The previous owner, he had that tank for a long time. And I think he said he had angels. He had a pair of angels in there.
I love the paint job.
Thank you. I better know how to throw down some paint. Hello.
Now I have to ask you because you're the painter. Plasti Dip. If you put a hang on the back, because I just found out I did that with another paint, it won't peel it off?
Well, I did the research because this is the first time I'm using this product, but I did some research about aquarium safe paints, and the number one, the one that was like considered like the number one paint is Krylon Fusion.
I have that.
Krylon Fusion.
That's what I used.
And it's still peeled off?
No, that's what I used after seeing that peel off.
Okay. So the number one is Krylon Fusion. It's great for plastic, and apparently it's aquarium safe. Mm-hmm. Then the second, the one that came up as the second best was Plasti Dip, which I've never even heard of it before.
They use it for cars. Wheels.
Aha. Well, I didn't even know that.
I just turned on the hydros controller so I can switch. I can show you this one. And did I lose that? Let me go back. But yeah, I used a primer paint that I usually use for the back of tanks. And I didn't plan on using the Aqua Clear, but I was storing it. I just had it hanging on the tank. And as I slid it over, I said, so I went and got the Krylon Fusion.
Yeah.
And I actually painted. I'm doing a built-in filtration system for this tank. So it's going to be much better. So that's going to be the upcoming project. This is the other system. And you can see, you may be able to see where the back scratched. It's a little, you can see it bleed through a little bit, but versus the fusion. Complete, no running, no spotting.
Mm-hmm.
It dried in like 15 minutes.
I couldn't find the fusion. I went to like 3 different places looking for it. No, 4 different places looking for it, and I couldn't find any fusion.
It was in
black.
Lowe's.
Oh,
because Home Depot has a contract with that. I forgot the other, not Krylon, other company.
Rust-Oleum.
Yes, Rust-Oleum, and that's all they had.
Right. I got the Plasti Dip from Home Depot. But that's good to know that the Krylon Fusion is at Lowe's.
Or a hardware store. Regular hardware store.
I went to 3. There's a few.
Wow.
In my neighborhood, there's a few. No Krylon Fusion. They had it, but they didn't have it in black. Like I found, like, peach and silver and gold.
Use peach. You got something against peach?
In an aquarium? Come on. Yeah, man. So.
Okay, so. Ra says acrylic tank is. Wait a minute. I have an acrylic tank, and they're great coupled up with LED lighting and fish keeping as a breeze. Only problem I have with acrylic is the scratching, which is why I love glass.
There are ways to repair scratches on acrylic though.
Yeah, but once you have the fish in it,
yeah, then
you're like,
Right.
Can I switch them now?
Acrylic is great because it holds the temperature. It holds the temperature better too. It'll keep your tanks warmer naturally.
This is all glass.
It insulates it better.
I'm gonna probably go for Captain America theme here, since I love my animation here. But no sumps. No hang on the back. Filtration's gonna be like this. All enclosed ecosystem. This is gonna be the overflow. As you can see, water's gonna flow into this filter sock. I'm gonna have some biological media in there. I'm waiting for the return pump, which should come today. And it's gonna flow back out through those random flow. I'm gonna have random flow. I'm getting away from external filtration. It's gonna be like people using a sponge filter, but one more step.
Huh. What inspired you for that build?
The other tank, which I'd have to turn on, but I don't want to keep turning the lights off and on. But the reef tank here, you can see, this is running for 4 years. No sump, no hang on the back, no nothing. You can see all coral in there, fish in there, zoas in there, and also that tank. That tank's running with the AquaClear. But it's only 11 gallons. So 5 gallons is a half, 50% water change. But the ecosystem, the science is the important part.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's just taking apart the technology. Like Ra says, keeping a tank is a breeze compared to when we started in the 80s. And the more you grip the science, the easier it is, because you realize we do a lot of extra. Like the soil and the dirt and the fertilizer. We can just get plants that don't depend on those things.
That's right.
I mean, if you use swords, they'll adapt. Java fern, you can plant the Java fern very densely because that's a deep tank.
Yeah, I'm thinking of attaching it to I have a lot of driftwood that's going into this build. And I took a lot of driftwood and constructed larger pieces. I built them up together. So I'm thinking of attaching, because I have so much Java fern. I have so much that is like.
So you can attach it. Only problem, how are you going to keep that wood from floating?
Well, you got to waterlog it first. You got to soak the wood for a while.
That's easier said than done.
Bro, like you're talking to me like I've never done this.
I know you know how to do it. But when you first put it in the tank, is it already waterlogged?
Yeah, you got to do that first. You got to soak it for a good long while. You know, my little camera keeps on falling. Yeah, you gotta get like a Sterilite tub, and you fill that with water. Yeah, I mean, not fill it to the top, but get a nice Sterilite tub, large container. You take your driftwood and you leave it submerged in there. You know, get a rock or something and let it get waterlogged maybe for like a week or two. That's helpful. I also have several pieces that were in previous tanks, so that'll be easier as well. But yeah, that's one technique that you can use, is to just waterlog them for a while. And believe me, I
got my wood.
I got my wood from.
Where'd you get your yard?
Nah.
Where'd you get?
Flatbush Avenue.
Flatbush Avenue. Oh.
I was coming out of the botanical gardens, right?
No, bro.
I'm walking back to my car. The whole block is tree limbs. Falling. I had the storm. All the storm.
That's right. And
I took the bark off
periodically sometimes.
Yeah, trimming.
Yep.
Yeah, balsa, birch, oak. And what I didn't know that I know now is that oak leaves are very medicinal to fish. I didn't know that.
I've used them before. I've used them before. Yep. Your shrimp will love them too.
This is the first time I've been able to keep shrimp a year. And they're breeding. I have golds, I have cherry shrimp, I have blue dreams, I have Nero Caradinas, I have Japanese algae shrimp in here.
God bless you. I can't keep them, man.
I have one. I don't even know the name of it. Well, here's one right now. I could catch you. Since I have the mobile recorder, maybe they're all over the place now. But I couldn't keep them either. But using the natural system and not all of that chemical warfare. When that guy loads up, look, there's some beautiful dark red. Here are my babies. If you can see them, it's hard to see them.
Wow, beautiful. That's great.
Mama. There's Mama up there. And in the morning, you really don't see them now. When it's early, you can see dozens. See all these snails, these ram's horns?
Those are trumpets.
Trumpets, right? I always call them. The ram's horn I got rid of, thank God. Because they were eating my plants. The trumpet,
no, ram's horn don't eat plants.
Oh, they were tearing this apart. They were big like this. Unless they were.
You probably had the pond snails. Yeah, you probably had pond snails.
They were eating everything. So I put assassin snails in here, which one just went by not too long ago. And now I have a whole bunch of these. But in the morning, early, This rock is all shrimp.
Wow.
All the way up. Almost coming out of the water. So.
Are you doing any additional feeding for the shrimp, or are they just like just cleaning? Is that a goby? Is that a goby you have there? Yeah. That's the fish that I was thinking. I was thinking about getting those.
I have three of them.
How are they managing with the? How are they managing with the rocks? I thought they needed finer substrate.
They've been here since the tank started. This is a year and change.
Okay.
And you can see the color. It's hard to see because there's glare. The color is awesome in these fish. It's the camera doesn't do it justice. That one.
Now.
That one's Nemo because he's orange. I have one that the first band is yellow. And the rest are orange.
And how big is he? He looks small. How big is that fish?
He's about an inch. Maybe a half inch. No, he's about,
so probably not a good idea with the angels.
They'll when they get big, they'll go after.
Yeah, okay. That's the next thing is stocking. I got to make sure that.
Oh, beautiful!
And because you know I love the nanos. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna have to keep a small tank somewhere.
They're not here now because I have this killie tank in front of it. But I have blue-eyed neon gobies in here. That are just a little bit bigger than that goby, but they're usually right behind where this is. They usually. I'm feeding them Hikari sinking wafers.
Okay.
And just that. Shrimp eat it. Fish eat it. Corys eat it. I have three. What the heck is her name? Loaches. I forgot the name of it. I'm going nuts now. Coolie loaches.
Mm-hmm.
And I just dropped a few of these in. Shit, my little magnet now. Oh man, look at that goby shot up there. He went after it like.
He was hungry, man.
Everybody starts moving. You just see everything start moving over
there. Yeah.
And they've been doing good. Oh, there's a goby. There's the other one with the yellow head. As soon as I put the camera down, of course.
That's the way they are, man.
But I seriously thought about getting angels for the other tank. I may rehome the tetras, but that tank is only 20 extra high, and it's not really enough room for angels, unless I just have two.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you could do it. You could do a pair.
Three.
Yeah.
And that's really not fun.
Is your guy on here?
He's probably eating dinner now.
Because he would probably be the one to answer the angel.
He's seen it. He's seen it.
Right.
He tried to give me some angels a while ago, but I don't have the room for him. You know? I like the rummies too.
Red rummies. That's what I'm thinking to have in the tank, because they'll move fast enough to get away from an angelfish, and they grow a few inches.
I have the white clouds too, which are nice.
White clouds with angels.
They're fast.
They're fast. They're fast enough to get away.
And if you have the cover, they dip in and out. White clouds are pretty dang on tough. That's a good question, because I know New York Gold is actually breeding them too. He's breeding the white clouds. He's breeding the angels.
Well, I hope we were helpful for anyone that was wondering about substrates.
Yeah, we've been on here like an hour talking fish.
Yeah.
And what it'll do, I'll post the pictures of the tank on the Facebook page.
Okay.
And we could start a little group chat, like maybe people have some more to put in, to contribute. Because I know I'm killing them with all this reverb.
I don't know. You sound fine to me, but
it's my echo on your computer that I hear. Because they can hear me and I can hear you through that. But I like the music, so the hell, look, they just got to put up with it a little bit.
I'm glad you like the music.
So I guess we'll cut it here because it's getting late. We're looking at that 9 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
I hope I was worth a damn.
Oh, please. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. And of course, I'm going to keep you updated.
And thanks, Rob, for subbing. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. Check out Jean's channel, Brooklyn BlueJay, Jean Rosa. Because I got to shout her out because she's one of my own Brooklyn gal.
Mm-hmm. I missed the club. I missed the club.
Yeah, we're meeting again. And the update, we're setting up online auctions as we speak. So within this next month, March, we should be going live and offering people the ability to put their fish and stuff up for auction.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And we're going to set up a place in Brooklyn where we can do the meetups and pickups. So we got it up and running. We're working out the logistics. So until next time, I'll stop sharing. I appreciate everybody here.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Keep your sanity. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Do it if you got to do it. Just be safe. Sharing is caring. Love, peace. Be nice to somebody. And good night, everybody.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. All right, D.